Usapan po natin tong issue laban sa isang vlogger na ang pangalan po ay Mike Romero, kung saan may arrow na ganito and then the Bugos City Hall sa taas. And ang nangyari po dyan ngayon, inaresto siya nung NBI for his alleged threat versus PBBM on Facebook. So, explain ko po sa inyo yung kinaso sa kanya, which is the crime of inciting to sedition. So, explain ko na lang po yung mga technicalities and nuances po ng inciting to sedition. Okay? And just a quick reminder lang po, huwag niyo po sana kalimutan mag-subscribe sa YouTube channel ko. I-like mismo itong video na to kung mag-enjoy po kayo sa content ko. Okay? And if you would like to support the channel, my YouTube channel po, you may do so by joining the membership which I called the Associates for Truth. Okay? So start po tayo sa discussion. So unang-una po, clarify muna natin yung facts ng discussion natin. So this one po is tungkol kay Mike Romero. He is a vlogger who has 100,000 followers. Okay? And then ito po yung photo niya na nagka-issue, which is ito po yung pumunta si PBBM dun sa Cebu, specifically sa Bugos City, and then yung arrow po is under the word Bugo. Pero ang problem lang po dito sa photo na to, kasi as per Mike Romero, ito daw yung photo naman niya, wala naman daw yung head. However, meron dito sa mga comment section yan na mga nagsasabi, ito daw yung una niyang post, flag, Bugos City Hall, arrow, and then yan. So hindi na tayo sure talaga kung ano ba yung totoo niyang post, kasi pag titingnan po natin itong page mismo ni Mr. Mike Romero, ito na lang po yung makikita natin. Itong alleged na caption, hindi ko na po makita. Okay? However po, para mas maintindihan nyo talaga yung crime na inciting to sedition, ang gagawin na lang po natin, let us assume for discussion and educational purposes na yung caption niya na nilagay dito is at hindi talaga itong tama talaga ang City Hall. Okay? But I would just like to reiterate, hindi ko po sinasabi na talaga na caption yung nilagay niya dito, but for discussion purposes, para mas maintindihan nyo nga talaga yung krimen na inciting to sedition, yun na lang po yung magiging facts ng discussion natin. Okay? So hopefully klaro po yan. Pupunta po tayo niyan sa revised penal code natin and then sa provisions po regarding sedition. So nasa Title 3, Crimes Against Public Order, Chapter 1 po yan. Okay? Rebellion, sedition, and disloyalty. And then yung una po, punta muna tayo sa Article 139. Kasi before we talk about inciting to sedition, importante po na maintindihan nyo talaga muna kung ano ba yung krimen na sedition. And ang gagawin ko na lang po, papakita ko sa inyo specifically yung provisions isa-isa para mas maintindihan nyo po talaga yung the crime of sedition, inciting to sedition, and just a protection na lang din po sa akin kasi baka sabihin or isipin ng iba dyan, ma-misunderstand tong video ko at sabihin ako mismo nag-i-incite to sedition, okay? So to avoid that and to protect myself, kasi ako po ay nag-e-explain lang dito sa home office ko ng mga legal matters, yun na lang ipapakita ko specifically yung provision po sa batas and then a decided case regarding this. Okay, so again, unang-una po, Article 139, sedition, how committed. So makita niyo, the crime of sedition is committed by persons who rise publicly and tumultuously in order to attain by force, intimidation, or by means outside of legal methods any of the following objects. Okay? So ang mga important pong i-take note dito, means outside of legal methods or merong force, intimidation. Tapos you rise publicly and tumultuously. Okay, so in other words, meron po kayong kalokohan na gagawin. At yung rason po ng kalokohan na yon is number 1, to prevent the promulgation or execution of any law or the holding of any popular election, to prevent the national government or any provincial or municipal government or any public officer thereof from freely exercising its or his functions or prevent the execution of any administrative order, to inflict any act of hate or revenge upon the person or property of any public officer or employee, to commit for any political or social end any act of hate or revenge against private persons or any social class, and to despoil for any political or social end any person, municipality or province or the national government or the government of the United States. Ito po may United States kasi yung revised penal code natin, ganun na po ito katanda. Panahon pa ito ng mga Amerikano. Okay? So anyway, of all its properties or any part thereof. So kung makikita po ninyo, ang common denominator po dito sa crime of sedition ay related sa mga government actions or political purposes. So to interfere or to affect government actions or for political reasons, you will now perform means outside of legal methods or by a force or intimidation. So in simpler terms po, may gagawin kayong kalokohan na makaapekto sa gobyerno ng Republika ng Pilipinas or for political purposes or reasons. Okay, so yan po yung sedition. So yung inciting to sedition, bababa lang po tayo niya ng konti. From Article 139, we will now go to Article 142 of the Revised Penal Code, inciting to sedition. So nakalagay po dito, any person who, without taking any direct part in the crime of sedition, should incite others to do the accomplishment of any acts which constitute sedition by means of speeches, proclamations, so on and so forth. Hindi ko na po babasahin kasi self-explanatory na lang naman tong mga latter provision. So kung gusto niyo po ito basahin, i-check niyo na lang po sa Revised Penal Code. Pero in summary po, yung inciting to sedition, ikaw po ay isang tao na hindi directly nag-participate dun sa actual seditious action, pero na-induce mo yung ibang tao na gumawa ng seditious act via itong mga means nga po na to, by speeches, proclamations, writings, so on and so forth. Okay? Take note po, dapat nag-induce ka lang, or kung sa Tagalog pa, taga-sulsul ka lang na gumawa kayo ng sedition. Yan po yung easiest way for me to explain it. Okay? And kaya po important na i-take note natin yung hindi ka dapat nag-participate, kasi kung nag-participate ka rin dun sa seditious action, edi yung magiging kaso sa'yo is sedition mismo, hindi lang inciting to sedition. Okay? Pero kung ikaw lang yung taga-sulsul, taga-speech, taga-motivate, yan, inciting to sedition lang po yun. So again, Article 139 and 142 po, the Revised Penal Code, yung important na legal provisions dito. Okay, so una-una po, ang iti-take note nyo dito, yung date, December 17, 1951. Sobrang tagal na po, no? Kasi bihira naman po yung mga krimen na ganito eh. Okay, so anyway po, this is the case of Oscar Espuelas P. Mendoza versus the people of the Philippines, GR number L-2990, December 17, 1951. So hindi ko na po i-explain yung facts ng case na to kasi hahaba pa tayo, but I will just explain po the legal principle na na-establish dito in relation to inciting to sedition. Okay? So ito po ang paragraph na gusto kong mapakita sa inyo. So ang sabi po ng Supreme Court sa paragraph na to, the essence of seditious libel. Seditious libel po, this is basically inciting to sedition. Iba lang yung tawag kasi lumang panahon pa po to, diba, 1951. So anyway, going back po, the essence of seditious libel may be said to its immediate tendency to stir up general discontent to the pitch of illegal courses. That is to say, to induce people to resort to illegal methods other than those provided by the Constitution in order to repress the evils which press upon their minds. Okay? So una-una po iti-take note natin dito is ito po yung essence of seditious libel, which is itong immediate tendency to stir up general discontent. Okay? So again, the essence po of inciting to sedition is dapat po yung gawin mong incitement ay merong immediate tendency to stir up a seditious action sa mga nakikinig sa'yo. Diba? So take note po immediate tendency. So dapat po agad-agad magkaroon ng tendency na magkaroon ng seditious actions yung mga nakikinig po dun sa speeches mo or sa nangyari po sa discussion natin yung post niya sa social media. Okay? So hopefully klaro po yan. Ngayon naman po i-apply na natin yan sa facts ng discussion natin. Okay, so again, klaruhin ko lang po, yung facts natin is hindi na talaga ito kasi iba yung caption from the alleged caption daw na ginawa talaga niya. So yung alleged caption is ito, headshot, yung word na ginamit. So ngayon, ang question, kung ito pang ginamit niya na word headshot tapos may arrow, Bogo City Hall, can that constitute as inciting to sedition? Okay, so if we will apply now everything that we have discussed so far, kung ako po tatanungin, we can argue na hindi yun siya inciting to sedition. Okay, kasi unang-una po, diba, ang sabi sa case na sinite ko po sa inyo, ang essence of seditious libel is its immediate tendency to stir up general discontent. Okay, time out po, may tumatawag. So again, going back po, ito bang photo na to, Bogo City Hall arrow, and then let's say yung caption talaga is headshot, will there now be an immediate tendency to stir up general para magkaroon ng illegal methods other than those provided by the Constitution to repress the evils which press upon their minds? Okay? So kung ako po tatanungin, hindi po siya magkakaroon ng immediate tendency to stir up or para magkaroon ng seditious actions or para gumawa po ng seditious actions yung third parties. Kasi itong mga ganitong post po, parang gasgas na po to sa society natin ngayon, di ba? Social media use, Facebook use, very gasgas po yung mga memes kung ako tatanungin ninyo. And may ibang ang tao nagrereklamo na or naglalabas ng discontent nila sa bansa natin kasi tayo daw mga Pilipino, despite all the struggles na we are facing, the corruption issues that our country is facing, ang ginagawa lang daw natin, puro memes na lang. So kung ako tatanungin, this can be considered as a meme lang despite of the caption kasi the word bogo po, this has another meaning in Cebuano or in Bisaya. Okay? Ang bogo po sa Cebuano or sa Bisaya, that is the word bobo in Tagalog. When you say bobo, that is dumb in English. Okay? So kung ikaw po isang Bisaya, isang Cebuano, makita mo yon. Ang dating lang nun ngayon, parang gusto mo sabihin na headshot dito because bogo, na headshot because of the bogo ba, pagiging bobo basically. Hindi ko po sinasabing bobo si PBBM ha. I'm just explaining po the facts of the discussion. And the reason kung bakit ganun po yung interpretation ko or conclusion ko if I look at this picture is because ako po, I am a Bisaya po ako, yung roots ng family namin. My mother po is from Bogo City actually. Doon galing yung roots po nila na lumipat lang sa Cebu City. And then my father po is from Northern Samar. And ako po personally sa Cebu City rin po ako pinanganak, although lumaki na po ako ng Manila. However po, I can still speak fluently my native dialect which is Cebuano and Waray. Okay? So kung magbinisaya ta, kitang mga Bisaya, kabaw ta na kani, nag-joke-joke lang ni si Mike Romero na bogo ang yahang gipabutangan og arrow sa ulo, di ba? So, in Tagalog, yung point ko po doon, kung kami pong mga Bisaya makikita to, a reasonable Bisaya po na person, a political observant, yan, bobo lang tong may arrow, okay? Hindi po ako nagsasabi na bobo si PBBM. Again, that is my opinion po or my observation as a reasonable political observant who has Bisaya roots. And because of that po, we can argue na hindi siya seditious pag kaming mga Bisaya ang makakita. Kasi magigets namin na joke lang siya or ma-interpret namin siya as a joke. Okay? Ganito po kasi yan. Kung may final na case, it means there is another relevant sector of society na nung nakita po tong post ni Mike Romero, hindi niya na-view as a joke yun at tingin niya seditious siya na action. Diba? And hindi ko po mabiblame kung may ibang tao or may iilang tao na titingnan to as seditious kasi hindi naman po lahat ng Pilipino ay Bisaya. Diba? So hindi magigets agad yung joke niya. So from there po, we can also say na another relevant sector of society na let's say mga Tagalog or mga Ilocano, hindi nila magigets yung joke. Therefore, this is seditious. Kaya most likely, yun po yung rason kaya na kasuhan to si Mike Romero ngayon ng NBI. Okay? So ngayon, ang issue po natin, makikita natin, there are two relevant sectors of society, yung mga Bisaya po at yung mga Tagalog or from Luzon na may magkaibang interpretation sa situation na to. So ngayon, ang next interesting question po natin dyan, so ganito po yan. In criminal cases po, every time there is an ambiguity, misunderstanding, or misinterpretation, lagi po yang i-interpret in favor of the accused. Yan po ang rule sa criminal cases, okay? And the reason being po is because we have the constitutional right to be presumed innocent, okay? Therefore ngayon, kung let's say magsasubmit po ng testimonial evidence yung mga Tagalog, sasabihin nila, in my opinion, this is seditious kasi headshot, hindi nila na-gets yung bogo na word. Pero ngayon, magsasubmit naman po ng testimony, yung defense, yung mga galing naman po sa Bisaya. Sasabihin nila, Your Honor, kung ako po tatanungin as a reasonable observant na Bisaya, gets ko po yung joke niya na satire lang po yan, yung pinost ni Mike Romero. So doon po ngayon, makikita ninyo, pantay yung ebidensya, pantay yung testimony. So sisipa na ngayon yung pag-interpret ng mga ambiguity in favor of the accused because number one, due to the constitutional right po natin to be presumed innocent. Okay? And number two, we also have what we call the equipoise rule kung saan kung pantay po yung ebidensya in a criminal case, magtitilt po yan in favor of the accused, yung pagiging pantay na yan. Kasi tatandaan po natin in criminal cases, yung may burden po to establish guilt beyond reasonable doubt is the prosecution. Okay? So kung hindi po nila ma-achieve yun, yung guilt beyond reasonable doubt, lahat po will rule in favor of the accused because of number one, our constitutional right to be presumed innocent, and number two, more or less po, because of the equipoise rule. Okay? So hopefully, klaro po yan. So yung final remarks ko lang po sa kaso na to, this is actually a good example po yung mga lumalabas na memes ngayon, yung Tagalog versus Bisaya, di ba? Kasi yung Bisaya may ibang culture, tapos yung Tagalog iba rin yung culture. And actually po, kaming mga Cebuano, kaming mga taga-Samar, pag pumunta pa nga po kami ng Mindanao, kahit ako po personally, nakaka-observe din ako ng cultural differences, yung mga Bisaya sa Mindanao from the Bisaya sa Cebu. So in other words po, ang point ko lang talaga dito, there are really cultural differences between the different islands po sa bansa natin. And kung ako tatanungin, yun ang rason kaya ngayon nagkaroon ng misunderstanding po dito sa case na to. It is most likely a cultural and a dialect difference yung naging rason. Kasi again, kung ako po tatanungin, kung ako lang magko-comment as a reasonable political observant who has roots from Cebu, maintindihan ko po yung joke dito ni Mike Romero. Pero of course, yung mga Tagalog po, yung mga Ilocano, hindi ko rin po sila masisisi kung hindi nila maintindihan yung joke kasi wala namang word na bogo, 'di ba? Dun sa Tagalog or sa Ilocano. So again, yung point ko lang po dito, this is a good example po talaga yung mga Tagalog versus Bisaya na cultural differences. And lastly po, ang tingin ko kung umabot talaga to sa korte, wala naman pong masama kung mag-file yung NBI talaga ng case against kay Mike Romero kasi if they honestly believe na meron silang cause of action tapos tingin nila seditious talaga to, right po nila yon to file a case. However, of course, si Mike Romero, meron din naman po siya niyang right to due process. So ngayon, itong defenses niya, pwede pa rin naman po niya yan ma-present sa court. And if I'm not mistaken, kung mapapanood niyo po yung iilan sa interviews ni Mike Romero, ina-explain niya doon na joke lang naman to eh. Diba? But of course, it can be construed negatively by a different sector of society na hindi naintindihan yung Bisaya language. Okay, and in closing po, ang magiging reminder ko na lang po sa inyong lahat, my fellow taong bayan, kung hindi po kayo sure kung may legal repercussions ba yung actions ninyo, ang masasabi ko lang po sa inyo, umiwas na lang po kayo sa mga sensitive words or sensitive terms, di ba? Kasi itong headshot, it is a very sensitive term or a sensitive word po. Pero ngayon, kung sabihin lang nga ganito, tama talaga ang City Hall, Bogo, Arrow, klaro, yung gusto lang niya i-point out, Bogo, yung nasa Arrow, di ba? Pero pag ito nga, may ganitong caption, pwede pa ma-misinterpret talaga. O tama na yung mga Tagalog versus Bisaya dyan ha, kasi at the end of the day po, we are all Filipino. Kung magkakagulo tayo, magkakawatak-watak, tayo rin po yung kawawa. Okay, so anyway po, hopefully klaro yan. If you like more legal educational videos sa current events, legal explainers po, subscribe lang kayo sa YouTube channel ko. And until next time, see you all.